mind to your vocal cords and to your muscles. So siguro to kick things off, I want to ask the cast here, how are you feeling a week from opening? How's the experience been? And what do you think?
Yeah, it's actually less than a week.
Less than 2 weeks.
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 Excited. Excited.
In one word, how's everybody feeling?
Oh, excited.
Excited.
Excited. Happy. Pressure.
Combine ko kaya, happy and pressure.
Alive.
I'm just excited.
So how was the rehearsal process?
Anxiousness, anger, exhaustion.
Feeling lost in your family. All the feelings.
I mean, people know, you know, the materials. Rich in themes on mental health, grief. What do you think audiences can expect from it? Knowing that, maybe to talk, knowing that this is the second time, well, third technically with Europe. What can they look forward to in terms of your vision and your direction?
Wala, parang like I said last week, parang it's like timeless and timely, parang you can stage this even 10 years from now and people will still very much relate to it. Sabi nga ni Pino last week, like, you know, it's a Broadway musical, but it's very Pinoy. It's like family, tapos it's very emotional, Pinoy stuff then. But also, yeah, like mental health, I mean, there's never enough forums and platforms to be able to talk about it and shed light on it, to demystify a lot of like misconceptions about it. And of course, grief. I think that's the one that really connects to all of us also. Like, I learned from Sam, who's like a grief counselor also for Arlington, her family business. That, yeah, I mean, it's not just the loss of a loved one, but it's also like, you can also have grief from like losing your job, losing your jowa, losing like yourself, your identity. So, parang there's so much about the show that people can really connect with.
Thank you, Bob. So at this point, I want to open the floor for any questions from our friends from the press. Any brief statements? Thank you, Divya.
So I saw the local production in Teatro Menchu, Chris, and I bawled my eyes out each time, right? And I was listening to the songs just recently. I told you this, but in a whole. So what do you think is the power of the material that hits the nerve of its audiences? Maybe Tom and
Sino ba una?
No, ikaw na.
Ako muna. Kasi when I saw this in Broadway in 2009 with Alice Ritchie and 2010 with the one who replaced her.
Jessica.
Huh?
Jessica.
Hindi. 2010, the one who replaced her, Larry Nazi. Diba? And then I saw it again last year with Casey TV. There's something about the music of Tom Gill and Brian York. Parang tumatago sa kaluluwa eh. Parang it swells at the right time. It softens like strategically. So talagang it really takes you on an emotional roller coaster. At saka ang sarap niyang ipirit. Ang sarap rin niyang ikimbing. Parang it's such a nuanced score. Kaya dream to ni EJ eh. Parang he has 3 dream prods. Little Shop we did last year. That was his other dream prod. This is his other dream prod. I forgot the third. Yeah, this is also one of his dreams. So, tsaka may band. May band si EJ. Excited siya.
Anyone else from the cast, maybe, who would like to answer?
For
Second
me,
time mo na to.
yeah.
Yeah,
For me, I think what really hits people about Next to Normal is not just the music, but also the lyrics. The characters, kasi they have so many walls up, but they're not afraid to be raw with their emotions. They're not afraid to articulate how they're really feeling. And I feel like yun yung tumatagos talaga sa puso ng mga tao, which is why even now when we run, we all bawl our eyes out every time. It really cuts deep. The emotion, it really gets to you, and I think Next to Normal is able to capture something really profound that hits the soul talaga.
Go Nikki. Your comeback. Not since wedding singer.
Well, all the music naman, it's got deep talaga. But me as a mom of a 16-year-old, I really can, connect to the song with my daughter in the musical. The song is kind of like, on a regular day, like how when I speak to my daughter, and when we make amends after maybe mga tampuhan namin, yun. So, out of all the songs, it really hits me when I get to that part. Medyo personal siya sa akin.
Yeah. The song, the music, the lyrics are just so alive. Like, I mean, you can really feel like air. Walang pinalagpas na notes na mga strings or instrument na talagang kailangan nakalapat dito. And it doesn't really feel like, at first it won't feel like it's about mental health. You feel like it's about, a party song or something like very pop, very jazzy kind of thing. Pero when you hear the music and the lyrics of it, parang you know that this song is about grief, about this and that, and that's what makes it beautiful. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be so dramatic or so stringy, stringy. I mean, yung parang sobrang mapapaiyak ka, pero there's something about the music na kahit magulo, nakakaiyak siya. Kahit magulo yung naririnig mo, maiiyak ka. So I think it's really beautiful.
There are a lot of beautiful, tender moments. I like the word that Top uses when he says scoring. That it's scored and not like it's not a soundtrack. It's like a score. In that it's not just like a bunch of songs chunked together. It goes from song to song to song. Like all the moments in between are so focused on like the story between the people, and the composer Tom Kidd has really taken such beautiful care with each and every moment between each person. And so,
Six Pro.
Maybe we can go down the line.
Yeah, like what Jeff said, the music really moves with the book. So even in the moments where there are heightened emotions or when there are lulls, like very still moments, the music really it complements it. And that's why I feel like just listening to the songs and listening to the score is just really moving in itself. And going back to what Toph said about grief and mental health, I mean, maybe not everyone has like an affliction or they're diagnosed with something, but everyone can relate to the grief of the show. And I think it's a lot of these things that remain unspoken in daily life that listening to the show will kind of bring it out, and then it's very cathartic too. So maybe that's why tears always come out. I don't know. But yeah.
well, to sum it all up.
Wow.
No, I think the lyrics coupled with the music, it's really powerful. Maybe because it's based on true accounts. So even if hindi namin karagahan yung eksena, and you just be in the moment, mararamdaman mo talaga siya. It's so powerful talaga. And it's like an opera because it's sung through. So para siyang opera talaga. And since mental health and grief, wala siyang mukha. So that's why it makes this piece a timeless piece. So ganun siya.
I guess that's what makes it timeless as well, is that the original creators of the original Broadway production, by Yorkie Tompkins, the directors, designers, were able to hit at a basic human emotion, which is loss, which is almost primal. It's like a primal force. That's why it still resonates. Hopefully, this team, what Toph, this cast, and the artistic team was able to create for this production will be able to service that to this audience, to this new generation of audience.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.